When we talk about AI policy, we're in another one of those situations where the technology is often outpacing the policy. On the flip side, the need for policy, especially in the FSI space, has never been greater. One of the strengths of the FSI community is fantastic attention to detail. We already have configuration management systems. We have built-in systems engineering. Hopefully we have security built in from the very word go. Adding in an AI policy is a natural extension of all of that good work, but it's not something that too many FSIs fall into the trap of saying that it's just IT on steroids. AI policy brings in unique, specific challenges that have to be addressed and properly monitored. Things like the development of the model, the drift of the model, what are the performance metrics of the model to make sure that if you have bias, drift, hallucination, any of the challenges that you quickly identify and recover from them. And being able to document that such that when compliance becomes an auditable activity, you've got the track record that you need in order to show that you were doing the right thing from the very beginning. So when we talk about AI policy, it's all of the good things that we've already been doing, but it's specific to AI problems. So the processes that we use, define the problem, define it specifically, define what success looks like, build the right team, bring the stakeholders in from the beginning, build the solution, get it into production, and then close that loop through AI policy to make sure that the performance metrics, not just the speeds and feeds of the AI model, but its actual response rates are predicted, are consistent with what you predicted when you first put the metric together, and have a policy to say, how are we going to handle that change? If there's drift, what do we do about it? How do we do it? And make sure that everything is just as system engineered, configuration managed, and properly monitored and performantly operationalized as everything else that we do in the FSI space. So just keep doing what you're doing, but look at it specific with AI capabilities. Some of that may not be familiar to you, so that's where I go back to pulling your partners. There are lots of folks that have fought this particular dragon before, so let's go ahead and bring in their expertise. Use your partnerships. Future Tech has expertise here. We have partners that have expertise, not the least of which is Dell helping us with a lot of the regulatory compliance and understanding what we need from an AI policy perspective to solve this particular case or for this particular customer.
So one of the biggest things to take into consideration with AI policy adoption as an FSI or integrator, I think, is really getting started, right? Don't be afraid to start a project or take a look at how you're actually looking at your AI and data system construct. That's both for both competitive advantage and the aspect of the mission is requiring. Right? If we look at current events, we do not have the luxury of sitting stagnant, and we cannot afford to be outpaced by any of our near-peer adversaries in that construct. And the mission very much so depends upon the FSI community in order for success. So I think for most organizations, we've seen some that have leaned in very hard right over the last few years, and I hope to see more as that continues.